folks. Brian Rushing here with www.abbeyathletics.com, your source for stats, standing stories, and more. As you can tell, I'm here at Abbey Yard this afternoon as we're hours away from getting the baseball season started, as the baseball team will travel to Newberry this Friday afternoon for a 4 p.m. start, and then they're back here at Abbey Yard for a doubleheader on Saturday, as it's going to be opening weekend for Crusaders baseball. Nobody better to talk to than Coach Chris Anderson about the upcoming season. Coach, certainly the finish of last year, getting 2 conference tournament wins, had to have been a great finish to the season for you overall. Kind of give us an idea of what that finish means to the 2016 club.
Well, I think the big thing that I would say is I think it gave us some momentum. I think the guys got a taste of winning last year, and that really and not only winning, but beating some good teams. We knocked out the top 2 seeds last year in Mount Olive and Erskine in the conference tournament. They got a taste of winning that I felt like really challenged them to be better this year and be more motivated on how we can win some midweek games, win some of those kind of games that you would, the lull of the season, that kind of thing, that would possibly be the difference in you getting to a regional or not getting to a regional.
You had some guys that did some amazing things at the plate. This team ended up being a pretty good group of boppers, especially later in the year. Kind of give me an idea of what the fans are going to see when they come out to Abbey Yard this year in regards to offense.
Well, I don't think it's going to be a whole lot different. We lost Anthony Domino to the draft last year in the 28th round to the New York Mets, who was a all-region player for us, all-conference player for us, and tremendous loss. He was our 3-hitter for the whole year. But other than that, we didn't lose much. We pretty much returned our whole offense. You've got Weston Clark, Matt McGarry, Josh Genthy, Colin Rosenbaum, and Caden Krause at short. All 3 of Josh, Caden, and Colin played. Some short and second last year.
Yes.
Nick Nunziata, who was also all-region, I believe he was all-region. I know he's all-conference. And then you've got 2 returning outfielders in Lorenzo Wright and Connor Qualwasser, who are all-conference. We've got Levi Wrightback, who's a senior as well, who will make a big difference. And I think one of the big additions to our offense is going to be Nick Beinlick, who had a red shirt last year, who's just a tremendous player. He does a lot of different things, and I think he fits well with our offense. He's a power-speed combination guy. Behind the plate, we've got Kevin Elefante returning, Drew Sipp returning, and we also have a transfer from Liberty University and Thomas Yoder, who I think is going to really make an impact for us.
Well, now, with a lot of moving parts offensively, you're going to have to shore that up with your pitching staff this year, and there are a lot of familiar faces on the mound this year for the Crusaders. Kind of give us an idea of what that's going to look like.
Well, I think the big thing that we lost last year was our 2 best relievers, Brandon O'Sullivan and Ryan Allen, and that's going to be a tough thing to replace. But I will say this, we have a lot of experience back on the mound this year, led by Harry Ferguson, Matt Davenport, Tyler Burns, Robert Taft, Weston Clark. They're all returning seniors, and that's a really nice feeling to have, knowing that those guys are kind of leading the way on the pitching staff. They've got experience, they've got innings under their belt, they know how to win and how to do it. Also, we've got some younger guys, Brady Hill, Heath King, Ryan Craig, who've got some experience as well, and those guys are just they're tremendous players, and I fully expect that we're going to continue to increase what we've done on our pitching with our pitching. And what I'll tell you too is we've also got a nice addition in some new pitchers that we've got as well. Aaron Rumberg, who has rejoined us. I think that's a big one for us. He was all conference his freshman year here. Kyle Halbon, who's a transfer from Kansas State. And then we've got a host of freshmen. I also want to mention Ross Garrett, too, who had a very good year for us, is returning as well as a junior. We've got a host of young freshmen in terms of Adam Riddle, Alex Nadarse, Dylan Smith, who's a local product, Westwood, who's a sophomore, who's a local product. So we've got a very good group, I think, of players that I'm really excited about. We also want to bring up Parker McPhail and Jake Rowley as well.
Sure. Well, you talk about a lot of the local talent. You guys have certainly done a good job of recruiting the local area. So there's a reason for fans to come out to Abbey Yard and watch Crusaders baseball, if for nothing else, the local field. But there's a lot of additions being made around the ball yard this season that we'll have an opportunity to talk about. Please touch on those additions, and then also kind of give us an idea of what your expectations are for 2016.
Well, the biggest addition that we're going to make is we're adding lights to the facility, which is, so many different levels. That's going to make a big difference for us in terms of bringing the community a little bit closer, drawing our students out for a better fan base. There's so many things that I can talk about with lights. I think the date right now is February 18th that the lights will be flipped on, and I think there's part of me that there's going to be, Brian and I have worked really hard at this. It's not just me. I want to give some credit to Brian Rushing as well. This has been a baby, in our minds for a long time, and now it's here. Our lights are here. We just have to hope for some good weather so they can go into the ground.
Well, and with that said, it's going to create a great circumstance. 2016 should be a banner year for the Crusaders. Certainly you want to try to bring about a lot of the feel of the 2009 club. It's not just a moment in history for the Crusaders. It's something that you hope will become a bit of a standard for this team year in and year out.
Well, it's funny, I was looking at Wikipedia the other night. And
okay.
I don't know that we need to...
I do that from time to time.
I was searching and I was kind of watching a television show, and I brought up Wikipedia and I kind of scrolled down when I checked Belmont Abbey. I just wanted to see what it would say on there. And we hit sports, and I hit sports, and I said, hey, to my wife, Meg, it actually mentions on Wikipedia how far we went in 2009. And I hope that that's a beacon for us and an expectation for us to come out every day and work towards that. And, I'm not going to say this is a World Series team or a regional team. I think a lot of that is going to depend on how we go out and execute the small things. But I definitely think we have the want to and the drive to get there. And I'm really excited about that. I love our kids. I really enjoy being around them each day.
Well, certainly the 2016 offers a lot of promise and certainly some great nights of baseball action here at Abbey Yard throughout the 2016. Coach, I want to thank you so much for your time.
Thank you, Brian.
Folks, don't forget, we'll be on the air at 3:30 for the Friday first pitch, which will start at 4 o'clock down at Newberry. Be sure to follow us on www.abbeyathletics.com, where you can get a broadcast schedule and stay in touch with us throughout the season. Coach Chris Anderson, this is Brian Rushing. You've been checking out www.abbeyathletics.com, your source for stats, standing stories, and more.